Hello and welcome back to Kicad tutorial 1.5 part A, choose and assign a capacitor footprint. We are going to continue where we left off before. Last we allocated a footprint to C1, the 100 picofarad capacitor. As you can see, we have selected C1 in the assign footprints window. Because of this, you can see that C1 100 picofarad capacitor turns red in a schema, the circuit diagram or drawing. The next capacitor we are going to assign a footprint to is C2. We select it in the assign footprints window. Once again it turns red in a schema, C2 100 picofarad. If we take a look at the data sheet, the Vishay data sheet, and then over here under this heading Y5U in brackets 2E3, here is a 1000 picofarad capacitor. The body diameter is given as 7.5 millimeters. The body thickness T max is given as 5 millimeters, and the lead spacing F in millimeters is once again given as 5, 7.5, 10 or 12.5 millimeters. This means that we can use exactly the same footprints that we used before for C1. And remember, we selected under footprint libraries capacitor THT over here for through-hole technology, and the footprint that we chose is in this particular case under the column of filtered footprints, number 158, capacitor through-hole technology, disc, diameter 7.5, width 5 millimeters, and P 10 millimeters, or P10 is also the lead spacing. So all we do is we double click on it, and as you can see, it is allocated to C2 1000 picofarad capacitor. The next capacitor that we are going to allocate the footprint to is C3 470 picofarad. Once again, because it's selected in the assign footprints window, it turns red in a schema or the drawing or circuit diagram of the circuit that we are going to manufacture a printed circuit board for. Once again, if we take a look at the Vishay data sheet, and if we look over here under Y5S in brackets 2C3, here for 470 picofarad, we see that the body diameter, the max, is given as 7.5 millimeters. The body thickness, or T max, is given as 5 millimeters. And the lead spacing F in millimeters is once again given as 5, 7.5, 10, and 12.5 millimeters. Now once again, we can allocate exactly the same footprint as before, and we do this once again by selecting the footprint. We once again choose a lead spacing of 10 millimeters, and we simply double click on it, and as you can see, the same footprint is allocated to C3 470 picofarad. All we need to do now is click apply, save schematic, and continue. So the next component that we're going to allocate a footprint to is number 4, or C4, capacitor of 0.1 microfarad. As you can see, we've already selected it in the Assign Footprints window. Once again, it shows up a red C4 0.1 microfarad in a schema. Now, the previous series of capacitors from Vishay won't work. Those capacitors only went to 10 nanofarad. And we know that 0.1 microfarad is 100 nanofarad or 100,000 picofarad. Now we have to make use of another series of Vishay. The series of Vishay that we're going to use is the Vishay 564R and 565R series. Lower voltage ceramic single layer DC disc capacitors. And they can tolerate 2 kilovolt DC to 7.5 kilovolt DC, which is more than what we need. So if we scroll down further in the data sheet, we come to the capacitor that we want, and we find it here at the bottom of the page, under this heading, Y5V 0.1 microfarad capacitor. And here are all the dimensions in the following columns. And just to explain to you what these dimensions mean, as you can see, the third column is D max, the diameter, and it shows you how the diameter of the capacitor is measured over here. And we will only be interested in this dimension in millimeter in brackets. Then T max, the thickness, and you can see here T max how the thickness of the capacitor is measured. Next column is LS, the lead space, and it shows you in this drawing or figure how LS is measured. I also would like to draw your attention to the wire size, and as you can see, it shows here how the wire size is measured. It is basically the diameter of the wire. Now if we scroll down to our particular capacitor, you see that the diameter is 24.1 millimeter, the thickness is 6.1 millimeter, the lead spacing is 9.5 millimeter, and the thickness of the leads is 0.64 millimeter. And as you can see, here is a summary. D max diameter, or D in Kicad, 24.1 millimeter. T max thickness, W in Kicad, 6.1 millimeters. Lead spacing, or P in Kicad, or pitch, is 9.5 millimeters. And we can write the Kicad capacitor footprint, and it should be like this. It's the capacitor, THT, through-hole technology, C without the P because it's not polarized, disc shape, D diameter 24.1 millimeter, W width 6.4 millimeter, P pitch 9.5 millimeter. Now Kicad does not have this footprint, and we will have to create our own footprint, and we will discuss how we're going to do that in the next video. I think this is enough for now. Next time we will create our own footprint. I do leave links in the description below. If you have any questions or suggestions, leave them in the comments below. If you feel this video has helped you, give it a like. If you would like to see more, click the subscribe button. Thank you for watching and goodbye.